I know that most, if not all of you, at least heard of MrBeast. If you are a bit older and have kids and the name sounds foreign to you, just ask your kids. They will know who I'm talking about. Well, MrBeast is one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube, with most of his videos getting tens of millions of views the day they get released. And over the course of 1 month, he gets a whopping 1 billion views. Yes, billion with a B. That's a number of views most YouTubers don't see in their lifetime. And that's only his main channel. He has like 5 or 6 more. But today we will not be talking about Jimmy aka MrBeast. We will be talking about one of his sidekicks, Tyson. A man who often made jokes about trans people in the LGBTQ movement, who now came out as transgender himself. He started taking hormone replacement drugs and now goes by any pronouns. I made multiple videos about trans people and you probably know my views already. And in this case, the problem is not that he came out as trans, it's that he left his wife and his 2-year-old son. Yes, he was married and had a kid. One day he woke up and decided that from now on he will be playing life on easy mode. I really feel sorry for his wife. And I feel even more sorry for his child. I cannot imagine my dad one day coming into my room and telling me that he will be leaving our family to live his life as a non-binary person. I would be confused as an adult, let alone a 2-year-old child. Of course, he is getting a lot of hate for this online, which is understandable if you ask me. Here is how Chris responded to his quote-unquote haters. Hormone replacement therapy saved my and many others' lives. The hurdle gender non-conforming people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first-world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies. Does he think that people in third-world countries even have this problem? No. People there have actual problems they have to go through every day, like finding food for their children or a source of clean water to drink. Do you think some poor person from Congo or Namibia ever thinks about this crap? No, they work in mines, mining for stuff like cobalt, so some woke Karen from LA can get her new Tesla so she can drive to her job at Twitter where she does nothing all day. Except banning conservative voices, of course. Just have a look for yourself.
Can a man become a woman?
No.
No?
No.
What about a transgender? Transgender?
No.
No?
It look like if you want to become a lady but you're a man, you have something wrong in
Something
your mind.
wrong.
Something wrong in your family, something wrong in you.
What about if someone was non-binary? Like someone is
you're not a woman, you're not a man.
yeah, someone is neither. There's something else. Is that?
He's saying we have never seen things like those. For a man, he has a penis. For a woman, he has a vagina. So we know this is a lady, this is a man.
Notice how they are all laughing. They think that this is some kind of a joke. Maybe we are the third world country now? Because every word they said sounds logical to me. Compare that to something like this.
Hi, my name is Rin. I am a trans masculine person who loves being girly. I love nails, I love doing my makeup, and I love wearing whatever the f I want. But I am still trans, so I do hormone replacement therapy and I use testosterone gel. So let's put it on.
And how are these hormone replacement therapies saving lives? Even after hormone replacement, the suicide rate is sky high. Because maybe, just maybe, these people have some other problems that cause gender dysphoria. We aren't treating the illness itself with hormone replacement, we are treating symptoms. And to me, this whole trans movement is starting to look like a bunch of people who have deep spiritual problems. I have seen possessed people with my own eyes, and you have to see the stuff they do to believe it. Also notice how a lot of them use they and them pronouns. In the Bible, any person who referred to themselves in the plural tense was demon-possessed. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? So-called gender-affirming healthcare is not life-saving. I've heard it way too many times that doctors asked the child's parents, would you rather have a dead son or a living trans daughter? This is a tactic many doctors use to shame parents into transitioning their children. And if you watch my video on Jazz Jennings, you will see that even if you transition your kid, its life will be miserable. Imagine your son that you transitioned at age 5 realizes that he actually doesn't feel like a woman anymore and actually likes girls. You can't give him his genitals back. This poor soul will never be able to have children just because some greedy doctor wanted to play God and mutilate a child that doesn't know better. There is no evidence that the transgender transition alleviates anxiety, depression, and suicidality, although to the contrary, there is lots of evidence that it exacerbates the sort of stresses and despair that people are feeling before they go into it. The problem with Chris Tyson is that we stopped thinking about the consequences of our actions. Only because we can do something doesn't mean we should do it. Let's not forget that this guy has a wife and a child. He promised his wife to be her husband, and as a parent, he is supposed to give a good example to his child. But even if he didn't have a family, the insanely large audience he has is watching his every move. And when you take a look at the content MrBeast produces, it's pretty clear that a large part of their viewers are children and teenagers. People who can be easily manipulated and influenced. With an audience like that comes great responsibility. Many of you may ask now what MrBeast himself thinks about this whole situation. Well, as I've already mentioned in my title, I have found a few screenshots from a conversation between Jimmy and another member of the MrBeast team. Just so you know, these are screenshots I have found online while doing research, and nobody's mentioned them as far as I know. I do not own them, and they could as well be fake. But I decided to show them anyways as they give us a pretty clear look behind the scenes. Do you actually support Chris's decision, or are they forcing you to? I had to. If I didn't, I would be canceled within a week. You don't know what they'd do to me. So you're not allowed to fire him? No. If he leaves, it has to be his own decision. That sucks, bro. But a lot of the fans don't like it, and you might even lose some people over it. I can't do anything about that, or my career would be completely over. Okay, well, just know that you don't have to go along with everything. You don't have to sell out like that. And it all makes a lot of sense. MrBeast and Chris are both Christian, and in many of the new clips you can see how uncomfortable Jimmy feels when Chris is around. He is in a situation where he either fires Chris and risks his reputation or lives with it, and is forced to look at his friend who now acts like a woman. With an audience like that, there is no easy way to solve this. But this is not the only screenshot I have found. Hey, please listen to me very carefully. We have to support Chris. Like, it is critical to the business. Creators have been canceled for less. I mean, I will do my best. To be honest, it's just weird when he comes in wearing a dress and acting like a completely different person. I know, there is an adjustment period, but we need to be completely supportive even if it is awkward. We need to keep up our views, our conversions. This is a business. You're not alone in your feelings. I'm working it out with her, but just keep the status quo for now.